this is the call flow that we use, and I will explain it into detail how it works and how you can use it for yourself as well, right? So when you have an inbound call, right, you have a call that comes in. First, what we do is we start asking some qualifying questions. So as you can probably tell by the name of this call flow, this is an ACA call flow. So when the call comes in, we play a message, and this message is asking the person if they have Medicaid, Medicare, or any other type of insurance, or if they do not have insurance. Then based on their answers, it will move through the call flow. So if they do not have insurance, it will go ahead and be like, okay, this is a qualified call. So let's go ahead and send it to the buyers, and it will start the RTV process, right? To find the SMS buyers that we have under this routing plan. Then if it's a non-qualified call, so such as they press that they have Medicaid or Medicaid, Medicare or Medicaid, then what we do is we play the message again, but then we play it a little bit of a longer version. So here's the first message, right? The call comes in. Here's a message that we'll hear.
We are one step closer to getting you approved for help with gas, groceries, and rent. Please press 2 if you do not have Medicare, Medicaid, or employer coverage. Please press 1 if you do have Medicare, Medicaid, or employer coverage.
Got it. So as explained, right? If they press 2, they'll be like, okay, they don't have any, so this qualify, we're going to send them to buy. If they press 1, that means that they have, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to play them the same message, but a little bit longer, so we can determine what is it.
Please listen carefully as our menu has changed. If you have Medicaid, press 1. If you have Medicare, press 2. If you do not have any type of government health benefits, press 3.
Got it. So now you have 1, 2, and 3. So if they press 3, then we're pretty much doing the same thing here. It's qualified, they don't have anything, we send it there. The reason why we do this is because we found out that a lot of people will press something and it wasn't necessarily like the correct answer. So like, you play the message again, and then like, please listen carefully, that, giving them a second chance to make the right choice. So if they do say, hey, we don't have anything, we send it back to the buyer. Now, here's where you solve the no value calls into the SMS opt-in. Like, here's where the magic happens. If they do press 1 or 2, meaning that, that they have Medicaid or Medicare, we know that we cannot monetize that call. In other words, it could be a no value call, right? We cannot monetize that call. What do? Some publishers will be like, well, if they have Medicare, I'm going to send it to my Medicare buyers. The problem with that is that you're going to have a lot of complaints, because chances are that your advertisement, it's for ACA or for whatever it is, and it's not going to match a Medicare. So just because they have Medicare doesn't mean that they're going to be a good fit for Medicare, because chances are that they're going to get on the phone, and when they speak with an agent, they're going to make reference to the advertisement that, lead them to make the phone call. And, probably you're using some type of amount or some type of angle that is ACA related and it's not Medicare related. So I will strongly discourage that you go that route. It might work for a few days, for a few weeks, and eventually, you're going to start hearing complaints about your calls and so on, right? So I wouldn't recommend that. What I would recommend is that you get an opt-in, right? So they press that they have Medicaid and Medicare. Okay, now what? I can't do anything with this call. Do I just hang up the call, or do I, try to monetize it somehow, some way? So that's where we come in with the SMS consent, right? So the SMS consent is to make sure that we have properly consent to be able to text this person, because we know if we can text this person, we can monetize it with another offer, maybe with similar, something that they do qualify for, or whatever might be the case. Or if you're just collecting data for opt-in data for your own purposes, great. Now, in order to do the consent, there's certain things when it's an IVR consent. And by no way, I'm no lawyer. You should consult with a lawyer about these topics. I'm just showing you like technical wise what you can do, right? So in order to get the SMS consent in an IVR form, there are certain things that you have to follow. The first thing is that you have to say the name of the brand, that you have to let them know how they can opt out. You can also have to let them know where they can see the terms, and you have to let them know the rates and the message might change. That you might send more messages, and why not, right? So what we do is we create an IVR here that is going to play a message, and this is the gather. You can see the names here. This is menu, dial, and this is a gather because we want them to press only one, right? And then here, you can also do it as a menu. I just did it as a gather. But here, this is what the person will hear. So if the person clicked that they had Medicaid or Medicare, this is what they're going to hear.
Thank you for calling Medicare Benefits. All agents are busy. Press 1 to complete your request via text. By pressing 1, you agree to automated texts. To opt out, reply STOP. Message rates apply. For terms, visit medicarebenefits.net/terms. Press 1 to complete your request via text now.
Got it. So person can either hang up or they can press 1. Legally, again, I'm no lawyer, but legally, the message complies with what needs to be said, right? The name of the brand, the rates, varies, where they can see the terms, and how they can opt out, right? So now that you have the person press 1, if they didn't press 1, you can obviously hang up. Here's the hang up message that we play.
We are currently experiencing very high call volume at this time. Please go to Medicare.gov to research your Medicare options. We apologize for the inconvenience, and we hope you have a nice day.
Right? Some of you might be asking why you use different voices in the IVR. And I found it that people pay more attention when you use different voices. So if it's the same voice, it kind of becomes like, okay. But like if you use different voices, you're like, whoa, what is this? What is, like it will keep you like more alert, I should say. So you can try
How'd you find that?
Testing, brother. And testing and laziness. Now, when the person press 1, here's where the magic happens, which is an SMS, One second. Here's where the magic happens, which is an SMS opt-in, right? So now they press 1, they say, hey, giving you opt-in. Now what happens? So what happens is you got to call, I just deleted the URL there because it's not relevant for you guys, but you got to call a URL, which is going to be like your webhook that is going to receive the data that you want to send. In this case, what we send it? We send in the inbound call ID, the UUID. So if there's any issues, we can just look that call ID and, reference back to how they opted in. We'll also send in the phone number because we're going to need that phone number in E164 format so we can then, later on send a text message. We're tagging the campaign, like what campaign this call came from. So we know what is it related, like, because we can use this flow in numerous other ways that I'm going to explain later. And then we're tagging the state, like we want to know what state it is, because based on that, we can determine like time zones and some other cool stuff, right? So what happens is the person will press 1, right? Once they press 1, you're sending that information via a webhook or API or however you want to connect it, which you can use Unique 360 to get that done. We're going to get into that in a minute. And then this webhook, you're going to paste that information or pass that information, I should say. Once that information is passed, then you want to in my case, what I do is I have an opt-in campaign where I'm dialing that campaign, and that campaign is just nothing more than a message that plays saying, hey, your message has been sent, please click, or call whatever number. So it's kind of like a confirmation. How I do it here is I just dial, excuse me, I just dial like a Medicare opt-in confirmation routing plan, and there I have a target, which every time you call that number, it will go ahead and play that message, right? Make sure that all of the dials that you have and everything will record the entire call. So that's how you will play the confirmation.